Hi guys, it's Karen and welcome to my first ever video as Books for Breakfast. I've kind of decided on the name because I love books and reading, and I also love eating, and very specifically breakfast. So there's that complex and difficult issue sorted out first of all. For my first ever video I thought makes sense to do the Booktube Newbie Tag, which is, was created originally by Brenda C, but I'm sure everybody knows that. I'll link the original video down below for you if you want to go and have a watch of that. So, first question, let's get on with it, was why did you decide to create this channel? And I think I've been watching YouTube videos for a very, very long time, as I'm sure everybody has, and I guess I just didn't really kind of know that Booktube existed, which seems ridiculous. It is so popular and such a huge side of YouTube, and for someone that loves reading it seems bizarre that I didn't know about it. I just kind of happened upon it really naturally. I used to watch a lot of kind of beauty videos and stuff when I was younger and going through university, and I loved Essie Button or Estee Lalonde or whatever kind of moniker she's going by these days. And I found Sana Books and Quills through her and kind of just started watching her videos and thought, oh my goodness, there is this whole huge world of people who are interested in all the same things as me that I didn't even know about. So it was amazing really to find all these things. So I figured I'd just start watching them, and I'm an English teacher, so my whole kind of day is taken up with talking about books and reading and finding new things to read, but also reading things that are on the syllabus and taking students to the library and just books really. So yeah, I wanted to have somewhere that I could talk about books that I enjoy, find new recommendations that aren't kind of part of what I'm teaching, part of the national curriculum or part of the kind of GCSE A-level syllabus, and also to find some new things that I could recommend to people. I'm forever saying, oh, I think you'd love this book, you have to read it, and students coming to me and saying, Miss, we found an amazing new book. So this just kind of widens my net of recommendations a little bit. Okay, next question, you're going to have to excuse me because I've got them all down here on my trusty iPad, but I can't remember them. Terrible memory skills. Okay, so what are some fun and unique things that you can bring to your Booktube channel? Sure, I think everyone thinks that they are fun and unique. I guess that I'm coming at it from a slightly different perspective in that I am a teacher, so I am probably going to be talking about books from quite a kind of teacherly point of view, and what I think you do with them in the classroom and why I think they're useful to students and why I think you should read them. But yeah, I guess I'm just going to try and make videos that I would want to watch. So if that means that they're fun, then that is great. If that means that they're terribly boring, at least I'll be pleased with them. I think, yeah, everyone's unique because they've got their own personal way of talking about things and looking at the world. What are you most excited about this new channel? I think I've covered that already. Finding new things to read, finding new things to recommend to people, and yeah, in quite a sad way, finding a whole load of new people that are really interested in the same things as me. I love going to local book groups and going to bookshops and libraries and chatting to people about what they like to read and what their favourite authors are or what their favourite genres are, and finding new things to explore. So I think that's the main thing, is finding all these new different ideas and something that maybe I didn't think that I would like initially, and then being able to read it and love it and fall in love with a book, because that is the dream. Why do you love reading? Let's go really cliche. It is a total escape, isn't it? If you have anything going on, whether it's something really nice or even something quite stressful, for those 20 minutes or half an hour or however long it is every day that you read, you can't think about that. You are completely enveloped in this world of different characters, of something just completely different. It takes you away. It's that little escape. I also really like it from a point of view of someone who loves to write but isn't necessarily the best writer. I just think it's incredibly impressive that somebody has sat and written something that is so convincing and has created this voice, this character that isn't them. And I love kind of thinking about the language side of it. Why have they chosen certain words? Why have they written it in this style? Why have they written it from this narrator's point of view and not this narrator? Why have they chosen to use this bit of dialogue here? What effect is that going to have on me? So yeah, I think I love it from the side of being completely kind of snuggled up in a blanket and into this different world with my cup of tea and my biscuit, and not having to think about all the other stuff I've got to do, but also as a kind of appreciation of somebody else's skills. Next question, number 5. What book or series got you into reading? I've always been into reading. My mum was a primary school teacher, and so we used to have things like Word of the Day, and we would make a weekly trip to our local library, and I would come back with, the maximum was 12 books, and I always picked 12 books. I was completely obsessed with reading. I always wanted to have somebody read to me, and as soon as I could read, then I would try and read them myself, even if I got every word wrong. So when I was growing up, it was kind of things like Dear Zoo and Oh Dear and all the very kind of traditional children's books that we have in Britain. The Jolly Postman. I was absolutely obsessed because it used to have like little flaps that you could open, and it would have letters inside and tiny books. So I loved that because that was just more that you could read on a page. It wasn't just the set amount of books. You could actually delve in and have more to get into and more kind of things to find out about and little secrets that you could have. So originally it was those kind of things, but as I got older, I got really into Jacqueline Wilson books. So Bed and Breakfast as Kid Star. Oh, that is embarrassing. Total mind blank there. Tracy Beaker. Lottie Project was my absolute favourite because I used to be obsessed with making projects at school. Even if we didn't have to, I would try and create this wonderful project for it. So I did one on Europe that was about 40 pages long that we weren't supposed to do, but I loved that kind of being able to write about something from my own point of view. So I loved the Lottie Project. And then as I got a little bit older, she brought out the whole Girls in Love, Girls Under Pressure, that series, and that was great because it was at the time when I was becoming 11, 12 and actually wanting to read something about romance and about the pressures of being a teenager and kind of appearances and things like that. And it kind of mirrored what my life was like at that time. So that was something that I really enjoyed. And fun fact for you, I was actually an extra when they made it into a TV series, which sounds fun but was incredibly boring and was just a lot of standing about drinking cold cups of tea. Right, next question is, what questions would you like to ask your favourite booktuber? Probably very sad and not that exciting questions about what books they would recommend, why they liked certain books, what they would want to read next, those kind of things. I think because quite a lot of the people that I watch are actually working in the publishing and book industry at the moment, I'd love to know what that's like as a job. A lot of my friends tried to get into that industry when we'd finished university, doing an English degree. That seems to be one of the kind of routes that you would go down. So I'd love to know what that's like. It seems like the kind of, apart from teaching obviously, which is the best job in the world, such a fantastic job, something like being an editor or a literary agent and just getting to read new things all day every day. I'd love to know whether it is as fantastic as it seems and what the kind of drawbacks of that job would be. Also just, something really creepy like, oh, let's go out for some tea and cake and maybe sit and chat about books for a while as well. So yeah, just that kind of thing. Last question. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I feel like that sentence doesn't please me grammatically. I think time, probably. I don't have a lot of spare time. Most of my spare time is spent either dancing or eating or baking or reading, but mainly planning lessons, marking books. So I probably don't get that much time in a week that I can sit down and talk. So I'm going to go down a very old school route of not a lot of editing because I don't really know how to do it. Not a lot of kind of fancy whizzy things flying in and text and all that sort of thing. Again, I don't really know how to do it and I don't have time. It's going to be very chatty. Just sit and talk, and if I stumble over my words, then I stumble over my words. I do a lot. I get like, very confused and don't make sense all of the time. So if that happens, and I'm just gonna embrace the chaos of life. That is a good motto to live by. I feel like I should end it there on such a deep and meaningful thing. So anyway, thank you very, very much for watching my first ever video. I've got loads of ideas of things that I want to film, but if you've got any ideas or anything that you'd love to see, or any questions about books, about English, if you want any advice with, I don't know, GCSE or A-level stuff, then please do leave questions and comments below. And yeah, I will see you again in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.